market bounces as expected. Where do the bulls go from here? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay guys, so in last week's video, we talked about the fact that if the bulls couldn't close the week back over their 21 exponential moving average on the NASDAQ, that would be a bearish sign for the market. Not only did they not do that, they moved below the ES21 moving average as well. Now we were looking for a bounce and we did see that on Monday. Now the question is, how high can the bulls go? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, before we jump into the charts, we had a nice 1-2 setup today and took the long trade, did awesome with it. Everybody in the room made money. So if you want to join this winning team, stay tuned for later in the video. For now, let's jump into the charts and take a look. Okay, guys, zoomed in on the 5-minute chart here on the ES futures, and I wanted to zoom in first so we can kind of see the structure and what we're working with, and then we'll kind of zoom out here in a minute and look at the overall bigger picture. So we bottomed on Friday and got a little bit of a bounce here into Monday. And overall, this is a corrective looking bounce, which is what you would expect here. Overall, we are looking for a B wave. So the move down would have been the A wave. And this B wave is going to take form of a A. So you can see the bracketed A here, B, and then C, which will be up off the screen. And we'll look at that in just a minute. So this A wave also takes the form of an A wave. So off the low, you have an A and a B. We had a leading diagonal here for one. Looked for the quick sell-off back toward to close the gap. They didn't quite close the gap on the ES. They did on the NASDAQ. We had a nice 1-2 setup. We got long right here and did well on this trade. Wave 3 usually hits the 1618 around 50.80. They came up just short of that. So it is possible that that was 3 of 3. And then you'd look for this kind of move. But ultimately what we're looking for is this blue box for the A wave. So anywhere between the 50.86 to really as high as 51.23 would be okay, but given the 1-2 setup and the AB setup, we are looking at 50.86 to 50.97 being our standard target. Again, up to the top of this blue box wouldn't be the end of the world for that A wave. From there, we'd look for a corrective move down here and a B wave that should come back down toward that 50.25 to 50.40 area. And then finally a C wave up, and we'll take a look at that when we zoom off out to the 1 hour chart here. So ultimately, we got the bounce we were looking for. It is corrective looking, which does favor the bears in the bigger picture. But for this next week or so, we're looking for a bounce on the ES. So let's zoom out to the 1 hour chart. Okay, so on the 1 hour chart, guys, we are looking to complete into that blue box the A wave, and then get the B wave. And really all I got to show you here is where the C wave targets. I just wanted you to see the structure down here so you can understand how these things play out and how we understand how they're going to move and trade and react. It's really powerful with Elliott Wave. And when you get that AB 1-2 setup or a 1-2-1-2 setup, it's a really great place to enter a trade because the risk reward is so excellent. So we look for that A wave up, that B wave down. Then we're looking for C. Really, 5105 is a potential target. Typically, that would be just the A wave, which is what we have. The 5150 area to 5192 is really what I would expect. As high as 5250, but really I don't want to see it come up here too strongly because we are looking to sell off of a diagonal, and typically you just don't get that big of bounces off of the diagonal. But it can come up to 52.47. That would be kind of where we start to say, okay, we're getting a little too high for this to be a B wave or a standard B wave. And then we'd look for 1 of C, 2 of C, and then a very big breakdown after that. So that's what we're looking at in a little bit of a bigger picture. Now, one thing to note here on the ES, as we are on the hourly time frame here, is we can still be in a bigger wave 4 or even a bigger wave 3. If they break this low, this can turn into a quick slide to the downside. So this wave 4 high right here at 50.97, this is really what the bulls need to get over to kind of tell us we're in this B wave higher into this 51.20 to 5200 area. If they cannot get back over 50.94 and they start to come back and break this low right here at 49.90, then it becomes very likely we come down to break this low and continue lower into the 48.80 area to the downside next. So very important for the bulls to hold and push back over that 50.98 area to complete the move up. Otherwise, we could see a slide to the downside start in kind of a big way. Over on the NASDAQ, On the NASDAQ, same type of setup. We have an A, B in place. They technically have a full C wave here. They can extend it up a little bit toward the 17,589 area, and really that's what you want to see is have them take out this wave 4 high. That would tell us we're much more likely in the B wave higher. So bulls want to extend. This could be an ABC, and then you see a B wave pullback, and then C up like this. So this A and B could move to this kind of setup here. And we look for them to extend toward the 17,589 area or so. Back above this high here at 17,551 again is what the bulls need to give us an idea that we are moving higher in the B wave. From here, we would look for a B wave pullback and then C up to about the 17,700 to 18,000 region. It's kind of a wide target, but that's because the move down was so big. You have the 17,700 to 1815 area that can go as high as 18,210. It would not be out of bounds to be up there, just a little bit higher than you would expect given the strength of the move down. So we can see them go ABC up into this area. And then from there, we would look for 1 of C, 2 of C, and a pretty strong move down from there. Now, again, they still need to get over this wave 4 high. Otherwise, they can go directly lower. And if they do go directly lower, that can start a slide to the 16,600 area pretty quickly. So overall, a very bearish feel on the market on both charts. We're still looking for them to give us this B wave bounce up on both charts and then the start of a bigger C wave down. However, any break of last week's low could lead to very fast selling. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these charts and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. We'll take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible monthly plans that both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to check it out. Make sure you love it. Interact with PT and I. Make sure it's for you before you ever spend a penny, and you can cancel at any time. You literally have nothing to lose by coming to check us out. We also have our educational material, our Elliott Wave for Beginners and Advanced course, and these courses are really helping traders understand the market. In our Advanced course, we go through all of the complex patterns such as diagonals, advanced fib levels, double and triple threes, flats, triangles, etc. that are really hard to figure out in the market. Things that we're going through right now that we just ended at ending diagonal, and that's why you're seeing such strong selling. Things like this are hard to figure out, and we go through each one of them. You can see on this video, we track how the move should look. We go through all of the different fibs that get hit when a diagonal plays out and how it looks and why it is the way it is. And then from there, we jump into the chart and look at what a diagonal looks like on the chart and how we figure out when we're in a diagonal, how to understand what a diagonal is going to look like, how to measure it, how to get your fibs, all of this stuff that you see on here. We go through all of that so you can understand these complex patterns. You can see on the screen that people are really loving this course. It's helping them understand these complex patterns in a way that makes sense. But if this is too advanced for you because you're just getting started in an Elliott Wave, I completely understand. That's why we have our Elliott Wave for Beginners online course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market in a way that makes sense. It can be very difficult when good news makes the market go down and bad news makes the market go up. And this is why Elliott knew that the news cycles were garbage a long time ago. He understood that key levels mattered, and if those key levels held, what to expect, and if they failed, what to expect. This gives you a huge advantage over the rest of the market. This course here is 25 videos where I go over your introduction, and there we go over your mindset and emotion, the Elliott Wave expectations, how it works, all that kind of stuff. The chart setup and tools where we go through every tool you need to use with Elliott Wave, why and how to use it, as well as the Elliott Wave for Beginners area where I go through each of the waves, how they work, how to measure them, the corrective depth theory, the theory of alternation, zigzags, all of that stuff that you need to know to understand the market in a way that makes sense. The really cool part about both courses, the advanced and the beginners course, is they are both included in any of our monthly plans, or you can get them both at a discount for $177. But if you want them for free, check out our monthly rooms. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as many other things. We go through different charts, different support levels, overall settings, indicators, everything you can imagine there. And then you also get both of these courses included in this membership. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, so we swing and day trade. And we swing and day trade, so we do trade quite often in my room. If you're looking for futures trading, individual stocks, income trading, and the reduced risk binary method, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. And there you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, futures trading. Guys, if you haven't seen PT's income trading, I put the results on here all the time. He is crushing it. He makes money for just sitting around watching the market. And then he also has his reduced risk binary method. that get you in at a cheap price and really get you big multiples on your money. It's how he structures that trade that's so unique. It's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial so you can make sure it's for you before you get started. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we'd love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. All right, the key takeaways for today. The bulls need to get it back over this wave 4 high at around 50.95 or so. If they can get back through this resistance area, that'd be a strong indication we're on our way up and be towards 5150 to 5200 in that area. We'd still look for an ABC pattern to the upside, so getting up to that area, failing, and then back through would be how we would look for it to happen. But if they do fail lower and break down below 49.87, we would look for them to break down further towards 4800, possibly in a more direct manner. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setup. We're looking for that ABC type of pattern up. They need to get through this wave 4 high to indicate that we've started this bigger wave B pattern. And we would look for that pattern to get 17,700 to 18,000 and then down from there. However, if they cannot break out above this wave 4 high and they break below yesterday's low, then it does look like we would be sliding down toward the 16,600 area next. Guys, that's your market update for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.